expensive. We're staying at room 13. Usually airy and usually very, and that's just how my life goes. And I don't ever try to dress to impress. Fuck you, preppy asshole. On the 14th floor where the bathroom door don't lie. So happy we don't gotta worry about the cops. We could all get arrested for this, but when the body admits I don't give a shit tonight. Alright. She walks in the bedroom fast, despite all the noise from the crowd. Now she's bedless on the bathroom sink. Her mother would be so proud. Gets on the deed and there's a line to go pee, but the bathroom looks like a war zone.
Welcome in to episode 90 of Phired Up. Check out all the stuff we have going on our website, firedupsports.com. A lot of good stuff over there. Check out all the podcasts on the Phired Up Podcast Network. Everybody's doing a lot of good stuff, so go check everything out that we have to offer. I'm Mike Giletto. Joining me as always is Dom Console. Dom, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. It was a kind of a wild weekend of football. Obviously, the sixth game is on tonight, which is dumb. Monday Night Football in a playoff game. Talked about it last week, how much I hate it. But we're going to watch it, I guess, as the show goes on. Because it's the Cowboys and it's the Buccaneers, and fuck the Cowboys. And I'm sure everybody's rooting for the Bucs in this game. But it's ugly,
you know what?
so far.
I don't want to sit here and say I'm rooting for the Cowboys, but I would love to see them in an NFC Championship game. So,
like, I mean, Eagles-Cowboys would be an incredible NFC Championship game. I agree, because, like, it seems like not a lot of times where, like, the Cowboys and the Eagles are, like, great at the same time. Usually, like, I know they've had kind of a weird history where, like, one team's good and the other team isn't. Like, they don't really battle that much for the playoffs.
But even when they are both good, we hardly ever see them in the playoffs.
Right. So it would be nice, but I think it's gonna right now. It's gonna be the Niners and the Eagles. Like, I think it's a collision course. Yeah. Those are I think the two best teams in the NFC. Yeah,
for sure.
And it looks like the Dallas just had a really big play inside the 5. I don't know how if you're delayed, if you're on the same.
No, we're good.
Okay, we're in the same. Okay, that's always good because I don't want to spoil anything for you. But the Cowboys are driving here 6-0 right now, and obviously when people listen back like tomorrow or Wednesday or whenever, it's going to be irrelevant, but not irrelevant, but people are going to know the result. So we'll try to keep the live people updated as it goes on. But before we get into everything, I have to tell you about our sponsor, and this one's big because listen, there's some breaking news over at Manscaped. They now sell beard products. That's right. They are once again revolutionizing men's grooming with the brand new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. From a beard trim to a fresh shave, the technology behind the Beard Hedger Pro Kit allows you to shape your signature beard look. Now you can finally use Manscaped's product to make your drapes match your carpets by going to manscaped.com and using code FIREDUP for 20% off and free shipping. Listen, I'll be honest. I'm super jealous of anybody that can grow in like a nice, beautiful, good-looking beard, right? So I'm curious to see what this Beard Hedger Pro Kit can do for me because I'm very jealous of that stuff. You know what I mean?
You need both.
Exactly, but it's time to tame your mane. No one likes a weird beard, so say goodbye to all your stubble trouble with Manscaped's Pro Beard Kit. It all starts with the Beard Hedger. This thing is a juggernaut of fixing faces. First off, the cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting lengths. 20 hair cutting lengths? My face has one. I have one length. Well, all with one guard, so no more messy drawers full of extra add-ons. That's right, face grooming doesn't need to be hard. Get 20 different beard lengths in just one guard. Plus, it's waterproof so you can shave in the shower to avoid all that hair in the sink. The titanium-coated T-blade is tough on hair but smooth on your face, leading to single-stroke efficiency that brings satisfaction one stroke at a time. Are we still talking about a beard trimmer? Anyway, the Pro Kit doesn't end there, though. They have created 4 dermatologist-tested formulations for your post-trim care. First, there is the beard shampoo and conditioner. You need to remember all your hair is different. Your beard hair is more coarse and easier to damage than the hair on your head. That's why the kit has made shampoo and conditioner specially designed to moisturize, reduce ingrown hairs, replace natural oils, and promote beard health. Next, the kit has Manscaped's beard oil, an essential piece for your main facial accessory. No one wants a guy whose beard is brittle and dry. The oil relieves dryness both on the beard and on the skin beneath, while adding a little shimmer and shine, making you look extra fine. Cap off the kit with the Beard Balm, a pomade that shapes, styles, moisturizes, and tames for a sculpted look to attract any fellow or dames. The Pro Beard Kit also comes with 3 free gifts. I mean, they're up in their game. 3 free gifts: a beard brush, comb, and scissors to ensure your beard is ready to impress. So get 20% off and free shipping with code FIREDUP at Manscaped.com. It's 20% off and free shipping at Manscaped.com and use code FIREDUP. Manscaped Beard Hedger, 1 stroke, 1 guard, 20 lengths. That's a lot to offer for Manscaped.
Yeah, and there's 2 things that I would love to know how to do, or I would love to be able to do is have a beard and win my bets. So
okay, I mean we can get into it. What just happened?
Oh shit!
Did you just drop your?
Hold on.
Did you just drop your computer?
Yes.
What is going on? I'm looking at the floor right now or the couch. I don't even know what's going on. What is going on, Dom? You know what?
Whoa! I knew this was going to happen. This is a bad idea.
All right, so this is a first. Usually it's just technology issues where like your internet cuts out or you have mic troubles.
Yeah.
Now you just drop your laptop and
yeah.
right now
So
I see
we're
a
gonna
black
get rid
screen.
of this.
I don't know.
No. Give me 1 sec. Yeah.
Okay.
No, give me 1 sec. So I'm going to give you a play-by-play.
Okay.
So I have this table thing, and I think the screws are just kind of loose. So before setting up for the show, I was like, "Oh, this thing's really wobbly. I should probably be careful." And I wasn't.
Why do I still see a black screen? What's going on? Did you
Give me
break your
1
camera?
sec. No.
What do you?
I want to see if this setup is better. There
we
go.
We are in episode 90 of this podcast,
and we still haven't figured it out.
And each week it seems like we're on episode 1.
There's never a dull moment. Just in my life, there's never a dull moment in my life. So just making sure you're awake.
Trust me, I'm wide awake. So anyway, back to your bets. You mentioned it. Was it a rough weekend of football?
Yeah.
Okay.
3 games, 3 losses. On Sunday, or no, and 1 on Saturday. 2 on Saturday. Remember the Keenan was bullshit, but was just for fun. But the other one, I was like legitimately.
You had a parlay. You had a parlay in the Chargers game, and one of the legs you needed it was a Keenan Allen touchdown. They score 30. What they scored? 32 points in that 30 points in that game. What was the final?
20, 31. I don't know.
It was like
30 or
30
nothing.
Yeah. Either way, the Chargers score 30 points, and Keenan Allen doesn't get a single touchdown, which is crazy to score that many points. Yeah. And your main guy doesn't get a touchdown. But
every time I lose, it's by 1 leg. So, I mean, I needed Keenan to score. I needed
Dom, as the great Ricky Bobby once said, if you ain't first, you're last. It doesn't matter how many legs you lose by, you still lose the bet.
Yeah, true. No, I know. But it's not like I was like down 3 legs. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
I missed by 1 leg every single time. You don't come in first, you come in last. Absolutely. But
exactly. If you ain't first, you're last.
But
well, sure you could be. You could be second. You could be third. Hell, you could even be 4th.
There you go. Yeah.
Great. I love that movie. So good.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. Nah, it's great.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, and then like the Viking game, I just needed Hawkinson to score a touchdown, and he doesn't score, and
he had a big game too, didn't he?
He had a huge game.
Really big game.
He just didn't score.
No, which is what you needed, and it did
Yes.
not happen for you.
I needed the Bills game. I needed I'm looking at them right now. I needed something. I needed a Diggs touchdown.
That didn't
Diggs
happen.
7 plus 85 yards and a touchdown.
Okay.
I needed 7 plus receptions, 85 plus yards, and a touchdown, anytime touchdown. And he did everything except score a touchdown.
Okay. Let's kind of go one by one each game. Your thoughts, what you took away from each game. Obviously, the wild card weekend around the NFL. So the first game we had Saturday, Seahawks Niners. Seahawks were keeping it close for a while up until halftime. I think they had the lead going into the half. And then the 49ers came out in the second half and were like, "Yeah, we're the better team. We're just gonna put you away."
Yeah.
Purdy's throwing the ball all over the place. Kids got balls. I'll give him that. 41-23. Probably, I mean, it's the outcome people expect, but the Seahawks held around a lot longer than I thought they would.
Yeah. They came out. They tried to punch them in the mouth, and San Fran's is just a juggernaut. San Fran, like you said, they're probably the other best team in the NFC. And guess what? They were home, so they did what they had to do at home. You win a home game. I think they're 3-0 against Seattle this year. I think that was their. So I did not watch most of the game. I caught the tail end when it was already over.
Which by the way, back to the beating the team 3-0, that happens more often than people think.
Of course, yeah.
So if you hear the saying all the time, the cliche, well, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in the season, but it's happened 23 times since 1970, and it's the sweeping team is 14-9.
Okay,
so it happens more often than not.
Yeah, for sure. But like I said, I didn't really watch much of the game, but I did see a lot of highlights where, dude, Purdy moves around, man. I knew that, but I don't know. He's a guy that doesn't look athletic, but he's pretty athletic. He can move around in the pocket, move around. I don't know if he threw Ayuk. Ayuk dropped a touchdown in the back of the end zone. The dude moved around like Russell Wilson in 2015. Just moved around the pocket, moved around to the sideline, throws a dime, and Ayuk drops a wide open touchdown. Didn't matter because the game was over, but that dude can move around a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to read this comment. Why the F isn't Julio Jones a starter? Just a badass playmaking future Hall of Famer. I agree he's a future Hall of Famer. Right now in his career, I think he's just lost a step speed-wise for Julio.
Yeah, he's banged up, too. He's taking a lot of hits.
The last couple of years, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think he's lost a step. And they have 2 guys above him, too, that Mike Evans is going to walk into the Hall of Fame. I don't think people realize how good of a career Mike Evans has had. Yeah,
he's great,
ridiculous. And he might be one of the most underrated players in the league. He might be.
Yeah, I agree. I think first ballot, walks into the Hall of Fame. What's it? The first 9 years have 1,000 yards every year.
Yeah. No, he's crazy.
And as long as who's the other guy? Godwin. As long as Godwin stays healthy, man, he's the guy. He's the other guy. You could argue he could be maybe a number 1 receiver on another team if he stayed healthy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just watching Tom Brady scream.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean this game is I don't know what's wrong with the Bucks offense. I mean, this year they really are hot and cold. That was an awful throw by Brady, or did he get tipped? It might have got tipped at the line.
I think it's somebody. I think
his arm.
Yeah, maybe not.
I don't know, but
I think he was getting prepared for it to get hit, and it. But just the reaction,
right? But back to the Seahawks Niners game. I mean, we know what the Niners defense is. They're really good. They're one of the best defenses in the league. The question
he's going to get a head coaching job. We talked about that last week too. I think.
What was that?
I think he's going to get a head coach. D'Amico Ryans. I think he's going to get a head coaching job.
Yep. Yeah. No, it's definitely possible.
Maybe not this year, but eventually.
We know what the defense is. The offense is the question mark. Obviously, they have playmakers. We talked about Ayuk, Kittle. We know what the receivers.
Debo.
Debo. Yeah. We know what the core is. But the question is quarterback and Purdy. I mean, Mr. Irrelevant, right? Is somehow making things like making a competent offense. Like he's throwing the ball, he looks accurate. He's just making all the right throws right now, and I'm impressed what I see from him. I still don't know if like, I mean, I know we talked about it with Burrow back when he was a rookie. Like rookie quarterbacks don't win Super Bowls. Like I don't think it's ever happened, right? So,
right. Nope.
I don't expect.
Well, Burrow's rookie year. Burrow's rookie year, he got hurt, so it didn't really.
That's right. It was his second year.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It was his second year. That's right. But either way, but yeah, I mean, I don't expect Purdy to go real far, but he's impressing, I think, a little bit. Like if you're the Niners, do you look at Purdy as your quarterback over Lance and Garoppolo next year?
It's tough. I don't think Garoppolo's there anymore. I think Garoppolo's gone, but they're gonna have to pick between Purdy, Lance, and what was the other name that I saw? Maybe that was it, but they're gonna have to pick, and maybe they bring them both back and say, "Listen, fight for it."
Yeah.
You know, they did give up a lot to get Lance, but I don't know. It's gonna be tough for him to win here if we win this Giants game. It's gonna be tough for a rookie quarterback, like you said. Like a rookie quarterback's never been to the Super Bowl. It's gonna be tough for any rookie quarterback to win an NFC Championship game, let alone on the road in the cold, in a place like Lincoln Financial Field. Being said,
I don't think Purdy's played against a front seven as ferocious as the Eagles' front seven.
Well, but also to that devil's advocate a bit, we named all the stars, right? Debo, McCaffrey, Ayuk, Kittle. Great offensive line. Like he is in a perfect situation.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So it's not going to be easy, and I'm not saying you said it was going to be easy, but like it's going to be a tough battle between both teams, even with a rookie quarterback who's never been to this stage in his career. But I don't know. Let's win this game before we start talking about an NFC Championship game. But
totally.
But you know, I agree. He impressed me this week. He really did. It's not easy, even home games, to come out as a rookie quarterback and win a playoff game
and just sling it. I mean, he was making some really good throws. So then move into the second game on Saturday. Chargers Jaguars. Chargers are up 27-0 late in the first half. I think the Jaguars got a touchdown late to make it 27-7, I believe, right? Going into halftime. But just up 27, you gotta keep your foot on the gas. You can. There's no excuse to lose that game to the Jaguars. Brandon Staley should have been fired immediately post game, like right in the locker room. You're done. Don't get on the plane. Find your own way home. It's inexcusable. It can't happen. I still think the Jaguars suck. I'm still gonna, I'm gonna die on that hill. But
I mean, I don't think they suck, but
I just think they really benefited from an awful division.
Well, sure, but you can't like they can't control that. I mean, they won their division. Like it is what it is.
Sure. Yeah.
You can only play who was on your schedule.
Totally.
But, I agree. I think Staley did a terrible job, but I also think too. He's an offensive guy, right? Like an offensive-minded coach.
I guess it's funny when people always say that. Like, as a coach should look at the whole entire scheme. Like, I don't think a head coach.
No, I know.
Looks specifically at offense, specifically. At
defense. I just meant more so. Does he call the plays? Like, I don't know who.
I don't know.
I don't know who calls the plays. But listen, you go on the road. I don't care who you're playing in the playoffs, and you put up 30. I mean, does that do? Obviously, like they said today that he's not getting fired. So obviously, like they're going to look at the defensive coordinator and be like, you know what, we're going to have to make a change here.
The report that they're strongly considering keeping him. I don't think they came out and said they're fine.
I think it would have been done by now, honestly.
Probably,
but I just think they're gonna make changes on the defensive side, give him one more shot, and because look at last year too. Like last year, they had to win one game. Or they had to win one of I think the final two games. They lost both games or something like that. And they wind up losing both games and they're out of a playoff spot. And then they go into the playoffs. They'll build a 30-point lead. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he's done a shitty job. I don't think he's anything special. And I was dead wrong about him. I think we texted about it. I thought he was going to be a great coach, but I think they're going to give him another shot with as long as they make changes on the defensive side.
Do you put blame on Herbert at all? I mean, you put up 30 points and you lose. It's hard to really blame the quarterback, but you have a 27-point lead. You got to find ways to extend drives, and I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily blame Herbert. Let's see what he did. What did he do? I mean, 25 for 43. That's not necessarily his fault for throwing the ball 43 times.
No.
43 times, dropped 27-0 too.
Right.
Like, that goes to coaching.
And they have a great running back too. Like,
right. 273 yards and threw a touchdown. So I don't know. I mean, I didn't really watch it enough closely to sit here and say that. I think he's got all the talent in the world. I just think his coach holds him back a bit. They have to get a new coach for him to thrive even more, in my opinion. I think he's got he might be the most talented, honestly, in the league. Maybe besides Mahomes, he might be the most all-around talented quarterback in the league.
I also think he needs another weapon. Like Keenan obviously is great. Eckler's really good coming out of the backfield. But other than that, who's their second wide receiver?
Mike Williams has been really good the last few years.
He's been good. The problem is he can't stay on the field.
Well, that's the issue with Keenan Allen too.
True.
Keenan Allen's
right
in his early 30s. And that's the thing is that's Herbert's guy, and with him not being on the field up and down this year, I think that kind of affected him a little bit. But listen, he's in his early 30s. He's been having injury issues the last couple of years. Austin Eckler's going to be 28. We know how running backs don't last, especially a guy his size. I mean, so yeah, it's all going to come down to drafting and all that. But I just think they really need to get a coach that is going to help Herbert.
No, I agree.
Or not save him, but that's the thing is I don't want to see
make him better.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I also don't want to see I'm trying to think of a coach like the effect of having a coach there too long, where it affects him for too long and he doesn't pan out to be what he really can be, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you. Just a coach that could just make him better, and because right now his career is kind of plateauing. I haven't really seen much growth. He's got a ton of talent, obviously, but it's about using that talent to win football games.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I think it's just the coach holds him back. I think the coach holds everything that he's doing back, the team back.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. I think they should get another coach in there so that, he gets all these stats and wins.
Yeah.
Because he gets the stats, but he doesn't get the wins.
Right. Yeah. On to the other side of the ball, though, the Jaguars. I already said I think they suck. I don't think they're any good. But they win against the Chargers. Do you think they put up any sort of fight against KC, or do you think the Chiefs kind of blow them out?
I wouldn't say it's going to be a blowout. I could see the Chiefs winning by what would you consider a blowout? I could see the Chiefs winning
I would say 14 plus. I mean, 14.
I was gonna say I could see them winning.
I would say 14 plus.
I was gonna say I could see them winning a 14 or by 14 or 17.
Okay. Yeah.
But I think Jacksonville's gonna I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I really think Kansas City's going to.
What kind of game Kansas City likes to play?
Yeah.
Is the high scoring?
Jacksonville's been doing that.
Game.
Jacksonville's been doing that the last 6 weeks too,
totally.
Where they just put up 40 points out of nowhere.
Yep.
So I think it's gonna be a high scoring game, but I think the Chiefs win by 14, by two touchdowns.
Okay.
Or 2 scores.
Right. And then let's go on to the next game. So this game I really didn't watch a whole lot of, the Bills-Dolphins game. I will say I was very surprised at how close the Dolphins kept it for majority of that game. I mean, it only was a 3-point game at the end. So the fact that I was surprised they hung on. I thought the Bills were going to walk all over the Dolphins.
I'm going to tell you right now, the Bills, in my opinion, won't get past this next round. Whether they play,
I don't know, man. They play the Bengals. The Bengals, I don't know, man.
I'd put everything in my savings on the Bengals. Honestly,
the Bengals
I don't think
look like a mess right now.
I don't think. Well,
maybe not a mess. Like
I was
the
gonna
Ravens,
say,
the Ravens
last-
are a legit defense, and we'll get to it. But they're either hit or miss. Like they
I just
look
don't
great
think-
or they look awful. I don't know.
I just don't think you can win in the NFL without a good defense, which they have obviously, and to be able to run the ball with a running back. They've proven that they can't do it the last few years. Singletary can have a big game here and there, but like I just don't think you could run if you can't run the football in the playoffs, like you're not going to get far. Maybe they do win the Bengals, but I just can't see them getting to the Super Bowl. I really can't. Not until they get a running back.
They're the shootout. Let's have Josh Allen throw 45 times
and run 45 times, and it just like that's the thing. It's like in the playoffs, things change a lot.
Totally.
You get these guys that spy on the quarterback, like they did that. Miami did that against them that whole game. So, you know, I just don't see the Bengals going. I'm sorry, the Bills going that far. I really don't. I wouldn't be surprised if they lost this game.
Yeah, I would still take the Bills just because the Bengals are just I don't know what the Bengals are still like. That they're hit or miss. They either look great or they look bad, and it depends on what version of the Bengals you get. You just
where do you see that though?
I mean, they struggled against. I mean, the Ravens.
They 12 wins.
No, I understand, but their offense. I'm talking about just their offense is slow. Like I mean, they struggled for a majority of that game against the Ravens. And granted, it's one game, whatever. I know they ended up winning 24-17, but I mean, we can get into that. We can get into that game if you want. We can skip the Giants.
Well, no, we can. Yeah, no. We'll go in order. It's fine.
Okay. Then we'll Giants, Vikings. I think you talked about it last week. Dable just knows how to win games, and he won this one. I picked the Vikings, and yeah, I mean the Giants obviously come in to Minnesota and win that game. And the Eagles are going to play the Giants obviously on Saturday. But would you take? I mean, you weren't surprised by this game at all, I don't think, right?
No, I thought the Giants were going to win.
Yeah.
I just don't. I picked them to win. I don't think 92% of the money was on the Giants this week.
Really?
Yeah, of sports bettors. So like, and usually like when that happens, it's like
usually you fade the other side. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I felt the Giants all the way. I just think Dable is he's going to win Coach of the Year. I think he's a good coach. I think he knows how to win games. Listen, he's got a few Super Bowl rings. He's got a national championship as an offensive coordinator. The guy knows how to coach. He knows how to get the best out of his players. I really hate that I'm blowing him right now. Yeah.
No, but it's true, though. He is a winner. I don't know that they have enough talent to win a Super Bowl right now, currently. But he is a winner, and I think, I mean, the fact that he's in the NFC East, I think, is a bad thing for the Eagles. He can coach. There's no doubt about that. I mean, he's turned Danny Dimes into like a legitimate NFL quarterback.
With that being said, they also played playoff Kirk Cousins. You know what I mean? The guy comes up small every time.
Like it probably wouldn't have mattered because they still had to march down the field and win, but. It is 4th and 8. Right. Your final play of the game, and you throw a 3-yard pass to a guy completely covered. Yeah. Completely covered. There's no chance of him breaking that. Nothing at all. Completely covered. That is the most pussified pass I've ever seen, and that pass might be the most Kirk Cousins pass of all time.
Yeah. That's going to define him. Yeah. I mean, you look up the definition of Kirk Cousins, that play.
It's that pass. That pass exactly.
So,
your season rides on that pass, and you throw a 3-yard pass to a guy completely covered. It's insane.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't care. Sorry to cut you off again. I don't care if a guy is triple covered down the field. I'm throwing it to that guy 10 times out of 10 because I know he's at least past the sticks. I know if he catches it, there's at least a chance it's going to be a first down.
Yeah, and I understand the idea that okay, this guy he's probably short. And maybe there's a chance he gets. There's a guy open short versus a guy that's double covered downfield. Maybe there's a chance he gets the first down.
If he has room to run, like if there's nobody really in front of him, all right, let me lead him on 3, 4, 5 yards down the field. He could run past the first down. This guy was, I think, standing still and was completely covered.
That's what I was gonna say. But
sorry, I'm sorry to steal your.
No, you're good.
Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
I'm very passionate about this.
It's okay. It's all right.
I'm sorry. I'm very passionate. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I understand.
Steal your thunder there.
No, it's okay. It's all good. But yeah, no, it's Kirk Cousins. That's kind of the definition of it.
Right.
So you took the words right out of my mouth.
I'm very passionate about
It's okay.
how much of a pussy Kirk Cousins is. Like he's just a loser. Just a loser. He's not a winner. Like I mean, I know that's what a loser is. You can't win, but I'm very passionate about this Kirk Cousins thing.
Well, there's winners that have lost. Like Dan Marino's a winner.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah,
No.
true. But I think Kirk Cousins is a flat out loser.
No, I hear you. Yeah. No, I got you. I'm just fucking.
So then we go on to the next game, Ravens Bengals. We talked about it a little bit. Ravens hung on for a while. The Bengals in the first half, their offense was invisible. Tyler Huntley I know he fumbled on the goal line and the Bengals ran it back, and that was pretty much it.
How incredible was that?
It was nuts. I mean, I don't really get a close up of it. How did he fumble? Was that a bad snap?
He
or
tried
did he
to
just
jump.
fumble?
No, he tried to jump over the pile.
That's what it was. Okay.
He couldn't get over, and one of the Bengals players pushed it out. And Hubbard, I think his name is,
9 yards.
the defensive. Yeah, the first ever. Oh my god, what is going on with this kicker tonight? This Cowboys kicker.
Kick?
Yeah,
Is that a third or is
third
that a
extra
second?
point. Third.
That's his third.
Yeah, they scored 3 touchdowns.
Well, I thought maybe the second one. I think they might have tried to go for 2, didn't they? Or no?
No. I think they
I could be wrong. I missed the second
extra
touchdown.
points.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
That's 3 extra. I believe so. But anyway, getting back to the game. No, it's incredible. First ever 99-yard fumble recovery in
It's
playoff
nuts.
history. Yeah.
And I mean, that was probably the game right there too.
Right.
So, but yeah,
I want to get back into what we were saying though. How are the Bills? Or I'm sorry, the Bengals. I keep confusing them.
so
The Bengals.
okay, so sorry to cut you off. It was 3 missed extra points because I just got a text
Yeah.
from a buddy of mine that I work with saying, "How do you miss 3 extra points? Please
Yeah.
let that be the difference."
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
the
look,
text I
Shay
got.
just said it. Yeah,
Oh, okay, she just said it. All right, there
in
you
the
go.
comments. Yeah.
That's funny.
But I don't. Where have the Bengals not scored? Look at the games before
All
the
right,
playoffs
hold
started.
on.
He
Hold
threw
on.
for almost 400 yards against the Patriots,
Okay, maybe
who have a good defense.
All right, hold on. Maybe this is just
The week before.
I mean, hold on. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Maybe it's just a perception that I have, or maybe it's just not true. Okay, I mean, holy fuck. All right, they do score a lot of
Yeah.
points. All right,
Yeah,
so
the Bucks. Look, real quick. Against the Bucks, threw 4 touchdowns. The
Yeah.
Browns. What did he do?
I don't know. But he 23 points. They scored 27.
240,
against the
2
Chiefs,
touchdowns.
20 against the Bengals, 37 against the Steelers, 42 against the Panthers.
The
32
reason
Okay.
I think
no, that's fair.
possibly looking the way he looked last night is going against a good defense for the second straight week in a row that you've seen for a third time that has a great coach. So
Totally. No,
you know,
you're right. You're right there.
and I'm just a really big Burrow guy. So
Oh no, I love Joe Burrow. I think he's just
probably
got,
my second.
he's
like,
got a great
he's probably
mentality.
my favorite non-Eagle. Yeah.
No, he's I love him. I mean,
I'll tell you,
he's awesome, and he's just got such a good mentality. Like we talk about
Yeah.
all the time about like the Jalen
Joe
Hurts
Cool, yeah.
mentality. Like they're very similar in the way they think, and I really like it.
Joe. So him and T.J. Watt are probably my 2 favorite non-Eagles in the NFL.
You said T.J. Watt?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love me some TJ Watt. But what was I gonna say here? Something about Burrow and the Bengals. I forget.
I don't know.
That should be a good game though. Buffalo, Cincinnati.
Yeah. Oh, totally. It'll be fun. It'll definitely be a fun game.
Is that Sunday? Right?
That is Sunday, 3:00.
Okay, so then I guess the Niners play the night Sunday night, right?
6:00.
Because the Chiefs, yeah. So.
Yeah, Chiefs Jaguars.
well-
yeah.
Well, apparently the Cowboys are bitching that the argument that you had was over text when we were texting about it, about how San Fran's going to have 2 extra days of rest.
Yeah, no, I agree. I
But
think it's
first, you have
bullshit,
to
but-
win the game.
That's
That's the
true.
thing. Stop bitching about something they bitched about it today. Like, you got to actually win the game.
Well, that's because they're already getting their excuses ready for when they lose next week.
Right. Yeah. This is not a good look for Tommy here.
I was telling my dad about my playoff dream. Imagine the Eagles beating 2 teams from their division on the way to win the Super Bowl. Has that ever happened in history? I'd have to go back and see.
The last time they
Um,
played the Giants was the year that they went to the Super Bowl in 09, or the NFC Championship game in 09 against Arizona. They played the Giants in the first or second round. I know they played the Cowboys in the 80 playoffs to go to the Super Bowl in 1980, the NFC Championship game. I don't know off the top of my head if they ever played.
I'm sure it's
both.
happened at some point. Maybe not the Eagles, but I'm sure it's happened where you've played 2 people in your division.
Yeah,
But then again, it makes. I mean, it's probably was really hard for 3 teams in your division to make the playoffs before the playoffs expanded. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's ever happened. It's a good question.
yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it is. And then obviously the game tonight, Cowboys up 18-0. It would be really nice if the Buccaneers could score. So we really can't break that game down. So Eagles Giants Saturday 8:30. What do you think? What do you think this game's gonna go? I mean, do you think the Eagles pull off a victory against the Giants? I think they're better than the Giants.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't
think they're better,
but I don't think it's gonna be easy.
No, neither do I. I think it's gonna be a hard fought battle. Look, like you said earlier, it's possible to beat a team 3 times in a year, but it's never gonna be easy, especially in the playoffs. But you know what? They got to come here at Link on a Saturday night. Like,
I
just imagine what this city's gonna be like on a Saturday night for an Eagles game. Like, just imagine
an
what that
8:30 game. People are
gonna
going to be there at
Right.
like 6 a.m.
Yeah,
it's going to be nuts.
we were already talking about going to Xfinity for the game, and like, I mean, obviously,
sounds like a
we
lot.
have plans
I don't
Saturday.
like- I don't
well, that's
like
the
people.
well,
I don't
that's
like
the
people.
problem is I have plans Saturday already. So
Sorry about that, by the way.
no. That's totally fine. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, in general, even if I didn't, it's going to be hard as shit to get in there because
Yeah,
you're going to have to wait in line. You're going to have to pay to get in. You're going to have to, you know what I mean? Like, you have to go, like, it's an 8:15 game. You're going to have to go at like 4:00, like, just to like get a good seat. Like, I went to the Cowboys game, the Eagles Cowboys last year when they played on Saturday. It was week 18 or whatever it was. The Eagles were already in the playoffs. They didn't even play their starters. And we got there an hour before kickoff, and it took us 2 hours to get in. We missed the whole first quarter.
Really?
And some of the second. Yeah.
That's
we
nuts.
sat in line. I wasn't wearing a jacket. It was like 20 degrees outside. It was brutal.
That's
And that was for a regular season game.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Like if you don't get in there early enough, like you're not gonna get in. They're not gonna let you in.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So even if I didn't have plans, like, that's already hard enough.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's gonna be wild. I think it's gonna be a good game. Do you think they cover? It's 7.5.
I was about to say 7.5 is a fucking nutty line for this. I think that's way too much. Like we'll get into it when we do our picks, but I have the Giants plus 7.5. I think the Eagles win,
today,
but I think 7.5 is so big.
I told somebody today I think it's gonna be at 6.5.
I could say it.
Because I think the Eagles could win by a touchdown. 7.5 is, and I know it's only a point more, but like,
That's big, man.
7.5 is, it's tough. It's going to be tough to win by 10.
Playoff game.
Yeah.
7.5.
Isn't that crazy? We're talking about the Giants like this, like how it's going to be tough to win a 7 at 7.5.
Listen, they have a good defense, and Dable has Daniel Jones playing really well. They still don't really have a lot of weapons other than Saquon. I know
Slayton's a nice receiver.
Yeah, no, I know he's a nice receiver. He had a really bad drop that'll almost cost them the game.
Yeah.
On what was that, Sunday, whenever they played.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I think the Eagles will win. I just think 7.5 is a big line in my opinion. Like that's why I think the line will shift because I think people are going to bet 7.5 more than on the Giants and the Eagles. Just because that's a lot of points to be given. I do, yeah. I think that's a lot of.
I would love it at 6.5 to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, like you said, the link's gonna be rocking. It's gonna be quite the environment.
Like I'm kind of anticipating how is this game gonna start off? Are they gonna like sit here and like kind of like the NFC Championship game against the Vikings a few years back, where it was like they start off like looking like shit, and the Vikings come down and they score on the first drive, and then they get a pick, and everything changes. Is it going to be one of those? Is it going to be? Are they going to come out and
Yeah, because it was big. Because
punch them in the mouth? Like
because-
that's the thing. Is like honestly, if the Eagles if they win the coin toss, I think I receive. I think I receive and I try to score on the first
correct me
drive.
if I'm wrong with that Vikings game. So the Vikings went down and scored first, right? And then didn't the Eagles like come out and fumble the very next drive and like
I don't know
give it
if
back
they
to
fumbled.
them? I thought it was a fumble. I
Possibly.
could be wrong, but I think
Yeah, I
they
don't
fumbled and
remember.
we're like, oh shit, here we go. They got the ball 7-0, and then I think the interception happened, and then the Eagles just step on their throat.
It was
from
all
there.
history. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious as to how it's going to go. And I think really the X factor is Jalen Hurts and how his arm is and if he's not going to. I don't think he will, but he was definitely very cautious the last week of the season. I don't think you'll see any of that, but if you do see that, then I think they're in trouble. Like, I think you need Jalen Hurts as close to 100% as possible.
Yeah.
Another what?
I was just gonna say, no matter what, obviously he's playing, whether he's 70% or 99%.
Oh, totally.
Or, you know.
Yeah. But I think you need him health wise. Like, if Jalen Hurts is only 60% healthy and he play, obviously he's going to play. But say he's 60% healthy, I think the Eagles I think the Eagles will lose. If he's 80% healthy, and there's no way to really quantify that, but like if he is 80% healthy, I think the Eagles win. Like, I think he needs to be close to 100%.
Yeah, I hear you.
And another X factor is the last few weeks. I think the offensive line wasn't spectacular. Obviously Lane Johnson wasn't there. He's going to be back. I'm curious how much of the injury is going to hamper him.
Did you see that video of him?
I did not.
The video he posted?
I did not.
Crazy. He's like in his barn, like his like gym, like I don't know if you know, he has like a gym in his barn, and he like had like the WWE belt, and he was like going on about how tough like you have to be and this, that, and the other, and like basically like alluded to like I'm playing, like, you know, there's nothing that's gonna hold me back. I just thought it was like kind of corny and like kind of funny at the same time.
He's a very corny guy. I'm trying to find it. I think I found it. Hold on.
I think it's on his Instagram.
So WWE posted it on Twitter.
Okay. Maybe that's where I saw it then.
I don't know if there's going to be a way for me to play this. Not really. All right, whatever. Hold on. Let me try to share the screen. Live podcasting here. Here we go. Share screen. There we go. Again, live podcasting. Where is it at? Here it is. All right. Can you see this? No, you cannot.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. It's kind of small.
It is very small.
That's what she said.
Did it get bigger?
It sure did. That's what she said. That's what he said.
What the hell are you doing here in my house? You think you can just walk over and skip steps and do whatever you want? Philadelphia Eagles 14-3, NFC East champs, bye week, big playoff game. Result. But people forget the process, the steps, the next step. Much like when you get an MRI.
This is so cringy.
Sometimes you have to wait
Yeah.
for the results.
I love it though.
Put it out to the world of something that's not meant to be true. The playoffs come through Philadelphia with the WWE Golden title. That comes through me.
It's like so WWE.
It is 100%. 100%. It was very cringy.
Yeah.
But
I
he's
was
a
like,
corny
sitting
guy.
there the other day, like watching it. I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch?
That is funny. That it does look like a barn. That was weird.
That's his gym. Yeah, no, he's
is
got
it
a
really?
barn.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got like a barn in his yard, and it's just like he's like it's where he works out.
That's funny. But if I'm curious to see how much the injury affects his play, because obviously he's a great player, one of the best in the league. If it hurts him, the Eagles could be in trouble, I think.
Yeah. But I think he's a tough enough guy to just kind of
totally
push through. You know, we'll see though.
Totally. All right. Anything about that game, or do you want to move on to our picks?
No, I think that the Eagles are going to have to stop the run. I think that's going to force Daniel Jones to throw the ball. I think that's kind of the key to success.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I don't want to see Daniel Jones run all over the Eagles. Like, he's got the ability to run.
Yeah.
I don't need to see him turn into, White Vic, right? We don't need any of that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just contain him the best you can. I think this front seven has the ability to, like, the way they apply pressure, especially Hassan Reddick, the best in the league up front. So I think they have the ability to get to him. So I think that'll definitely be huge.
Yep. So how are we going to do these picks? Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, before I got into the picks, I did just want to recognize the All-Pros from the Eagles. First team, Lane Johnson and Jason Kelsey. Second team, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Hassan Reddick, James Bradbury. Hassan Reddick not being a first-teamer to Micah Parsons, I think, is an absolute sham. But whatever, I guess we'll take it. Jason Kelsey locks up his Hall of Fame with this fifth All-Pro. So, yeah.
I think Lane gets in. I don't know if he's first ballot, but I think Lane gets in, too.
I think Lincoln's in too. I don't necessarily think he's first ballot, but do you think Jason Kelsey is a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Yes.
First
I do. I mean, it's going to be tough as a center, but I think he's got I don't know if he will. Let me rephrase this. I don't know if he will, but I think he's got a really good shot.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with you. All right, so our picks. I just had them up. What just happened to the picks?
How are we going to do this if we don't know the San Fran and Dallas?
So,
I mean, I imagine San Fran's the favorite.
Yes, they are the favorite. We just won't pick that game tonight. What did I do with my picks? I literally just had them up. Holy shit.
I don't know. I'm doing this on the fly, though.
Me too. I have all the games written down, and I had the sheet here, and the sheet went bye-bye. So last week...
All right, so we got the Jags and Chiefs.
Yes, hold on, sorry. Last week, so obviously tonight's game is going on.
Okay.
We all have the Bucks +3. Not looking great
Wonderful.
for any of us.
Well,
I mean,
Tom Brady
a
always
lot
comes
to
back,
happen,
man.
A lot to happen in this game.
Whole second half.
Agreed. But right now, Chris is 2-3. You are 4-1. Look at you, nice bounce back playoff week, and I am 2-3. Back to my old ways. So Jaguars Chiefs. What is that? Do you have the line for that?
The Chiefs are -8.5.
Chiefs are -8.5.
Sign me up.
Give me the Chiefs -8.5.
Fired in. Seriously, anybody listening, fired in right now because it could go up.
It very much could. You said you think they will win by 14-17. I think is what you said.
Yep.
So if that's
at least by 2 scores,
8.5.
2 touchdowns.
Agreed.
Yep.
100%. Okay, so Saturday, the 8:15 game, Giants Eagles. It is 7.5. I already said it. I'm taking the Giants +7.5.
I wish it was 6.5, but I'm gonna still go Eagles -7.5.
Use -7.5. You can't go against your Eagles. I get it. And then the last game obviously not the last game, but the last game we're gonna pick because the other game we still don't know. Bengals Bills. What is that line?
4.5. The Bengals are dogs. 4.5.
The Bengals are +4.5. Ooh.
I'm gonna go Bengals.
Ooh, that's weird. You're going Bengals.
Even if they don't win, I'm gonna go. Yep.
Plus.
Remember, Miami went into Buffalo at +10 or 10.5, whatever it was, and they came out with Skylar. Who's the quarterback? Thompson.
Skylar Thompson.
Matt Thompson or Skylar Thompson, or whatever his name is.
Thompson, his last name.
Listen, they came into Buffalo +10.5. They walked away with a 3-point loss. I'm liking the Bengals at +4.5.
You know what? I like that theory. Give me the Bengals +4.5 as well.
Do you think they win though? Or do you think Buffalo wins?
I don't know. I mean, earlier when we were talking about the Bills, and you don't think they're built to have a long run. I'm kind of buying that theory.
I kind of love that. I love that.
Buying that theory. And then after I looked at how much points the Bengals have been putting up, when apparently I thought they sucked on offense, and they're just putting up 35 points at will.
Throwing 4 touchdowns.
I'm just dumb. Apparently,
Joe Cool is the best.
Yeah. So you know what? I like the Bengals to win that game. I do.
Okay.
I'm curious. I mean, obviously it's the it's the rematch that with the game with DeMar Hamlin. I'm curious, like how the energy will be in that
Yeah.
game, right? Like,
Yep.
I'm very curious of that, but
For sure.
yeah.
Let me ask you this question, or let me tell you this. What somebody told me recently. This person thinks that Mahomes is going to be like Brady. That Burrow
He's
is going
got
to
to
be like
win. He's
Peyton.
got to win a lot more to be like Brady.
No. I know, but not. It's hard to be Brady. That's not what. That's not what he meant. He just thinks that Mahomes is going to be the most winning quarterback of this group. He thinks that Burrow is going to be more like Peyton, and he thinks that Allen's going to be more like Roethlisberger. And I said, you know what?
I mean, the Allen to
I think I kind of agree that.
The Allen to Roethlisberger comparison is spot on. Like, they both play a very similar style. That's spot on. The Burrow to Peyton comparison implies that Burrow can't get it done.
That's not true. No.
Okay.
I'm not saying in the sense. He wasn't saying in the sense. Just like he's not saying that.
Oh, you're just saying 3 great quarterbacks in the game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they're just
All
gonna
right.
they're gonna
I
be
got you.
compared as to like
I got
not
you.
in wins or anything like that. Just not ability, but like Mahomes is gonna be the most winning quarterback
they're
of the three.
They're the next 3
Yeah.
greats, basically.
Right.
Yeah. I can see that. Totally.
Like I could see Allen winning like a Super Bowl or 2. I think Burrow could win a Super Bowl or 2, and then Mahomes could win like 3 or 4. You know,
Totally. What's he have? 1 or 2?
he's got
won, I
one,
think,
but he's
right?
been to 2.
He's been to 2.
Yeah,
right?
he's been to 2. Or no, has he been to 3? No, he lost to Brady and then the Patriots. He then went to the Super Bowl and won, and then he lost in the Super Bowl. Yeah. So he's been to 2. He's got 1.
Yeah. So, all right. So and we really haven't talked Sixers much, but I'm curious. They've won 15 of the last 19. Are the Sixers back?
Well, I've been telling you this, man. They're gonna win like 10 straight, even though they haven't. But like that's what they do. Like January rolls around, and that's when did the MVP conversation happen for Embiid last year? In January. Like he starts to put up those numbers. I'm not saying he's gonna be the MVP this year. I'm just saying it always happens in January when things start to kind of pick up. You know, when it starts to get interesting in a sense. In January, February. But I told you, man, they're gonna win like 10 of 11 or like win 10 straight, and they're just going to get everybody back in, and then they're going to lose in the second round. That's just kind of the way it is.
Yep, and Doc is going to just stay here forever.
I think if they don't at least get past the second round, he's going to be gone. I don't care if they're a 7 seed.
What is their ceiling? What do you think? Do you think they ultimately lose in the second round? Like, do you think this team can get far, or you don't think they're going to?
Listen, they're having a little bit of trouble with Maxey right now.
Melton, I think, replaced him as a starter.
He came off the bench yesterday, and he handled it pretty well. Like, for a young kid like Maxey, he handled it pretty well. He said, I really, it's frustrating, but I care more about winning. If that's
got a great mentality,
gonna help my team.
About Maxey. Oh, absolutely.
So,
and Melton's playing really well of late.
Melton, he's been great, honestly. He didn't have a great game last night, but he's been their best pick, honestly.
You motherfucker.
Yeah.
Drop the pass.
He's been their best pickup this year. I think.
And both those guys look 24 years old, like Melton and Maxey, right?
Maxey's probably like 21.
Not even 20. Melton's 24. Maxey's like 23, 21 or 22, something like that.
22, yeah, something like that. Melton's like 23, 24. I said it a couple weeks ago. I really think that like those two guys could be your backcourt. I really do.
Yeah.
I think they're both really good. Melton and like I'm somebody who thinks that and somebody said this to me. I'm like, wait, you're kind of right. That Morey only has 2 really solid pickups like in his since he's been here. And Melton's one of them. So,
what's the other one? Are we counting Harden in that?
No.
I'm trying to think of who else. There's probably one that I'm missing. I mean, PJ Tucker has been a complete waste of space.
No.
Not him.
Who am I thinking of?
I have no idea.
Oh, Maxey. He drafted Maxey.
Did he draft Maxey?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Drafted Maxey.
Yeah, I guess he would have. Yeah, I guess.
So
yeah, I guess
those are his two best acquisitions,
Yeah, totally.
and I think they could be your starting backcourt in the future. I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, like January rolls around, things start to pick up. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I just don't think this roster is built good enough. I think maybe they lose in like 6 in the second round. You know what I mean? Like I just don't see them. I don't even know if they get to 7. Like I don't have confidence in it, even with them winning these games.
Well, who's the biggest
But we'll see.
competition?
Harden's been playing well though.
The Bucks and the Celtics. You think the biggest competition? There's nothing missing in there, right?
Well, let's look at the standings. The Nets are the 2 seed.
The Nets. Okay.
The Celtics
They're
are the
good
1.
again,
The Nets
huh?
are the 2.
The Nets? Really?
Yeah, the Bucks are the 3.
I know they were a mess for a while.
Well, the Sixers only a half a game out of second, so
Right.
they have 1 less loss than the Sixers. So Cleveland's pretty good, and after that, I think it's kind of like the Knicks are the Knicks. Miami's all going on the down. I think Indiana, Atlanta, and Chicago all kind of stink in my opinion, but. Yeah, I would say the Nets, the Celtics, the Bucks, and the Cavs, and the Sixers are probably the top. Going to be the top 5.
I don't think there's a clear cut one out of those personally.
It's
maybe the Celtics, but
I was gonna say maybe the Celtics, but they only have like 4 less losses than the Sixers. So
yeah, right.
like if it's March, like it's different.
Totally.
But yeah, there's really not any good teams in the
No,
league.
it's weird. Like the days of the super team, I think are done. There was this.
Well, I think there's so many. Yeah,
there was a
I
stretch
just think
for a
there's
while
more
where I was like,
superstars.
all right, it was Golden State and whatever team LeBron plays for. Like that, those were the
Yeah.
2 teams in the finals every year. But every year now, and I don't know what the cause is or why it's like this anymore. But it seems like there's a bunch of different teams that could be there.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree. There's probably no more super team. There's definitely more good guys spread around.
Totally.
But yeah, I don't know.
Which is a good thing for basketball, personally.
Yeah, of course. It's anybody's game,
Yeah, right.
So,
I did have a little Flyers. I wanted to talk about. It's such an overblown story. What is your opinion? I'm sure you've heard the story. Maybe you have. Maybe you haven't. What is your opinion on technology in sports? Have you seen the story that I'm about to talk about?
Yep.
Okay.
I think I don't really know how to answer this question. I'm pro technology in sports,
Okay.
but I don't okay. Why don't you explain what happened first before
Okay. So
I tell you?
this is, in my opinion, the most overblown thing that people are getting all worked up and hyped up about. But John Tortorella.
And here you go, blowing Tortorella.
No, I'm not blowing Tortorella.
Yeah.
So John Tortorella has quote unquote banned the iPads from the bench because players would go over in between shifts and they would look at the iPad, looking at what they did the previous shift, and he thought it was too distracting. And essentially, and this isn't verbatim, this is, take this for what it is. I'm not, whatever. But he basically said, I want them, it's hard to be engaged in the momentum of the game when you got your head buried in an iPad. So he wants people to watch the game instead of focusing on the iPad.
I'm somewhere in the middle though, because I wouldn't want my players to do it too much.
Yeah. But
if it's going to help the game, and I think maybe the Flyers specifically, it may not work, but I think in general, I think technology is good. I think if you look at Matt Olson for the Atlanta Braves. He was just on a podcast talking about how he would go to the dugout and look at the iPad and see all this shit with a pitcher, and he would go up and he hit a home run. So there's definitely positives. I just think that it really helps the teams that are good. The Flyers just are not that good. And I know they've been better the last few weeks, but they're a team that's on the lower end, and maybe it doesn't help them as much because they're too focused on that.
I mean, again, this is gonna sound like I'm blowing John Tortorella. I'm not. I think there's definitely something to be said for like being engaged in the game. Like I think if you're looking at the iPad at every shift, like you don't know what's going on the ice at that given moment. Like I think you play the period. When intermission comes, you have about 20 minutes or so to go in the locker room, look at film, then see what you did wrong, whatever, what you want to change. That's fine. But once you're on the bench, like I think all iPads should be banned. Like especially like I don't think the coaches should have it on the bench either. And that's a different issue. Like I think we've seen, and now I'm going to go on a whole different tangent, but we've seen a bunch of like ticky-tacky offsides or goalie interferences be challenged because the coach, as soon as it happens, looks on the iPad. There's something very, very small that doesn't really affect the play. I don't think coaches should be looking at the iPad in order to make the decision. I think they shouldn't have iPads. If it was that clear, they would have saw it with their eye and then you challenge. I don't think you should be looking at video to challenge a play, personally.
I think that's a different argument, though.
Definitely,
honestly.
totally different.
Like I think that's yeah.
But I just like being engaged in the game. Like obviously, I didn't play at an NHL level, but if I'm in a hockey game and I'm looking at an iPad in between shit, like I would be distracted as fuck.
Right, but also too like but what like I'm sure it helps good teams too though. Like
sure
that's what I'm saying though. I don't think
totally.
I think like what if the Flyers were a top 3 team in the East and the iPad, like would he be still saying like you're focusing on the iPad? I don't think so because they'd be winning games. Like I don't think it has to do with technology. I just think that they've
won like
just
5
not
of the
that.
last, they've won like 5 of the last
Sure.
7. Like
sure, but where are they in the
right
standings? Yeah, but where are they in the standings?
They're like 3 wins away from a playoff spot. We're good.
It's January.
I know.
We were just talking about Connor Bedard 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, then they started winning games.
But they did that in the first month too, and then they've lost fucking 12 of the last 15. Like, and then they win 5 of. They're the Sixers. That's what they are. No, but
that's an insult to the Sixers.
Okay, they're at least they're in a playoff spot.
That's what I'm saying. If you're comparing the Sixers to the Flyers, you're insulting the Sixers.
I know.
The
But
Sixers are in a far better spot than the Flyers.
Right. No, I just think if it's a different story. If they're obviously a good team and they're winning, what the fuck is going on in this game? Did you just see that play?
No, I didn't. I had my head up. But this is a route, that's for sure.
It looked like the play was like dead, and then he just threw the ball for a touchdown. Dak, that is.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Anyway,
did he step out?
I don't know.
It looks like he did. That's so close.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, this game looks like it will be the Cowboys. And then Tom Brady will lose to the Cowboys for the first time in his career. Dom just dropped off. What is going on?
Here.
What the fuck?
I'm right next to my router, too. Maybe it's you. Maybe
no,
it's you.
Not me. It's not me. But to be fair, this is the best it's been in weeks.
Yeah.
Your connection.
I'm right near the router, so.
This has been great. I'm watching this play.
Watch,
There's
absolutely everything's just dead, right?
No pressure on Dak at all. I think he steps out. He does step out. I think it's.
I turned my head.
He steps out right there, and right there, and right there.
I'm ahead of you.
Are you?
Yeah.
I don't know. So anyway,
because you're saying right there and right there, he's celebrating on my TV.
Oh, is he? All right.
Yeah.
I thought we were at the same spot. Damn it. All right. Anything else you want to touch on before we get out of here? There's nothing really too crazy in the Phillies world. They settled with Rhys Hoskins, 1 year, $12 million. They settled with a couple other guys, Soto.
Which can we talk about that for a sec?
Yeah, go for it.
Which I said as the playoffs were going that as much as I am not a big fan of Rhys Hoskins the player, I think if they, and this was before they signed Trey Turner, I think they were going to have to get Rhys Hoskins cheaper in order to it was smarter to bring him back cheaper than going out and getting a bigger first baseman so that way they could go spend money on a bullpen, which they've done, and go spend money on a top shortstop in the league, which they've done. So I think they did exactly what I wanted them to do. Really, I'll take one more year of Rhys Hoskins at a cheaper deal than going out and getting a first baseman for double the price.
Totally.
If that means we're getting Trey Turner and a better bullpen.
Totally. No, I
So,
think I think Reese get $12 million is totally fair.
Yeah.
Um,
It's actually cheaper than I thought he was going to get. I thought he was going to be around like the 15 to 16 million.
yeah, I mean, I think if it was a longer term deal where it wasn't just a 1 year, I think it would have the price
Yeah.
per year would have went up.
Sure. But it was only ever going to be a 1 year because of the arbitration.
Sure,
things,
yeah,
You know.
right, totally. And with the first baseman market not being spectacular, like
Right.
I think it was tough to move Hoskins, and it would have been really tough to replace him.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying. I'd rather keep him at a
Yeah.
cheaper price than trying to trade away your top pitching prospect in baseball to acquire a good first baseman. So
Yeah, and with such a good lineup, and obviously we're not going to see Harper for a while probably, but with Turner and Harper when he comes back, and JT and Schwarber, like it's nice that Hoskins can kind of be protected by those guys. And obviously his defense at first I think still is an issue, but I think like he could be protected in that lineup, and that just makes him more valuable as a hitter.
it's just, I sit there at night and like so when I go to bed, like that's when I do my thinking. I'll like lay there and like think about dumb shit, and I think he did step out. Yeah, I think he did step out of the end zone.
Yeah.
But that's when I do my thinking, and like I just wait. Hold on, I want to see if they call this. But yeah, no, that's when I do my thinking, and I lost my train of thought. Hold on.
They're kicking the field goal, so yeah, I think they
we're
I think
good.
They called it a touchdown. Yeah.
So no, but
Four
like,
straight
I think
missed
about
extra
dumb shit.
points.
Did he really miss it?
Well, no, he 4 straight coming.
Oh.
He had 1 coming into this game,
Three
and then he missed
tonight,
3.
yeah.
Then he had 3 tonight.
How funny would it be if he missed this?
Oh, miss! I missed.
Did he really? I am a couple seconds behind. Wow. They might have to get a new kicker going in the next week. How crazy is that?
It's unfortunate.
How are they
going
going to find a kicker?
That's 5 few extra points that he's missed in a row. 4 tonight, and then 1 coming back. I guess from.
I
last week.
absolutely hate that. I kind of like the hoodie that McCarthy's wearing. I wish there was like it wasn't the Cowboys.
Like, how do you miss 5? I think I hit the upright.
It did.
Like, how does that happen?
Yep, hit the top.
Like, these are supposed to be the 32 best field goal.
Could you
kickers
imagine
in
if
the
they were
world.
losing this game? Not a person's gonna blink an eye about this guy because they're gonna win this game.
Right? Yeah.
But Dallas would have Cowboy fans would have his head if they were losing this game.
Yeah.
Look at his hoodie.
McCarthy's. I can't really see the front
Yeah.
of it. I didn't really see it.
It's it's kind of different.
Yeah.
I just kind of wish it wasn't the Cowboys because
But back to the Phillies. I'm trying to. Who else settled before arbitration? It was Hoskins, Soto. There's a couple more.
there was a guy who Sir Anthony is going to arbitration in February.
He is, and Alvarado, I believe, are both
Okay.
going to arbitration.
I didn't see Alvarado, but I did see Sir Anthony.
Yeah, I think they're both going to arbitration.
I'm
So-
assuming you could play into the season, right? Because it wasn't Judge. Weren't they going?
No,
weren't they
no, I don't think
battling
so.
for arbitration?
No, their arbitration hearings I think are very soon.
Yeah, but do they end though? Like
they end before. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if it's like a day, a week. It ends well before spring training. We should find out within the next week or two.
Yeah. Well, no,
I
it's
don't
not till February. Sir Anthony's
it's
is in
until
February.
Okay, then
Yeah.
and that happens then. Yeah, but you usually don't go into the season. I don't believe.
Okay. Because I thought for some reason Judges did.
No, I don't think so. I think they were just negotiating a contract.
Okay.
They were just like negotiating an extension. You got anything else you want to talk about?
No, I mean, I lost my train of thought on the Hoskins thing because of the
game.
football game, but
Yeah, kicker missing 5 straight extra points.
yeah.
4 tonight. That's nuts.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. So I think about dumb shit at night, like, and it keeps me up. And
Yeah.
I've been thinking about for the last few months that, like, wow, that's a terrible pass. I've been thinking about the
Awful.
last few months, like, how his defense could have possibly lost them a World Series. Like the what was it game?
I disagree. I
game-
disagree with that. I disagree.
Well, listen to this, right? So, game 1 they win, game 2 they lose, game 3 they win, game 4 is when he has those really bad errors or whatever. I don't know, man. I just think if you're up 3-1, it's totally different. It could be totally different.
No,
Again, they have to hit the pitcher, but
yeah.
are you watching this? Is that why?
No, sorry. I was I was distracted. But
What
the fuck
is
on?
going
What
on?
is going on? That was a mess.
How is that not incomplete?
I don't know, but there's flags and I don't know. This game is a mess. This
There's
is why
Julio.
you don't have a playoff game on Monday Night Football.
There's
This is
Julio. I
why.
see him. He's on the field.
He's on the field.
Number 6.
What was I gonna say? I disagree
Wait, yo,
with that.
I think it's so funny. Real quick, I think it's so funny that, like, when these players like they'll it'll be like a drop pass, like a fumble, and they're like, no, it's incomplete. It's incomplete. The Bengals game last night, that play, he goes into the end zone, it bats out, he runs after the guy, and then as soon as he scores a touchdown, Huntley turns around and he goes, touchdown. It was a touchdown. Like, I got in. You just chased the guy down the field.
Right, that is funny.
I think it's a fumble. But go ahead, you disagree.
No, I think he was down. His back was down before the ball came out, I think. But I disagree because the reason they didn't. But that other angle's close. But the reason that they didn't win the World Series, they couldn't hit. They couldn't hit at all.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if they don't give up those runs early on, it could be a totally different game. Like it's the game they got no hit, but what if they don't give up the runs early on those errors? You never know.
I don't know. I think hitting was more of a reason. It's just my own personal belief.
I think it's both. I think it was defense, and I'm just saying if fielding wasn't as much of an issue with Hoskins, I think they had a shot. I really do.
Could you imagine
Personally.
this? Could you imagine this offense? And we're gonna go on a completely different tangent, but like for some reason he just like popped up in my mind. Can you imagine this offense with like a regular like two years ago Nick Castellanos?
Well, we talked about it on the show. He didn't have as bad of a year as a lot of people
He
think.
didn't. But he
He had just
wasn't
2 bad
anywhere near-
months.
Yeah, but
No,
he wasn't
for sure.
He wasn't near what his standard is. I don't think.
But also, too, I don't think he's
Especially in
that
the
guy
playoffs.
either.
No,
I don't think he's the guy he was 2 years ago either. I think he's in between.
Yeah.
He's better than what he was last year, and probably not as good as he was 2 years ago. He's got a guy that's going to hit you 25 homers. Like,
Yeah.
he's going to hit you 25 homers, 80, 90 RBIs. He's going to hit like 260 something. That's just who he is in his career.
Yeah.
What did he have this year? Like 10 homers or something? It was super low.
I could check for you. 1 second.
But yeah, that's the guy he's always been, is 25 homers, 80 RBIs, hitting 260. He's a 6 hitter. Like that's what he is.
13 homers.
Yeah. So he's a 5-6 hitter. That's just kind of what he is in my mind.
Yeah.
And I think they were hoping last year that he was the guy from the year before, where we could throw him in the 4 spot. He's going to hit us. What did he hit? That 2 years ago? 35,
34.
34. Okay.
I'm
I'm
bad
good.
at 309. You are
Yeah,
good.
I'm good. I am
Yeah,
good.
Yep.
And I can't even say I don't have anything in front of me. I didn't even know we were going to talk about Nick Castellanos, but
We've
yeah,
talked
no,
about
I-
Nick Castellanos a lot in the past. But
but I didn't know we were going to talk about today.
No, but I'm sure you remember
No.
that number in the back of your head.
No, I remember because that's what I do all day. I look up baseball stats. Literally, that's. I mean, hopefully nobody's listening
I don't doubt it.
from where I work, but
Don't worry.
it's
not a lot,
literally
not
what
a lot
I
of
do
people
all day.
listen, Dom.
yeah. But yeah, no, I think he's just somewhere in between that guy. Like
Yeah, you're probably right.
a 25 homer guy, 80 RBIs, hitting 260, 265.
Yeah.
A good 5 hitter.
Oh, totally. But I'm pumped
And
for
that's the thing
Phillies
is
baseball.
is the pitch that he's been striking out on all year, the low and away slider, he crushes in his career
Yeah.
before this year.
Yep. It's
So
weird.
that's really why I think that there was just something bothering him injury wise. I really do.
I hope so. I hope that was
Yeah.
the reason.
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Oh, they called it not a fumble.
Yeah. Was it a complete? Well, it wasn't a completion. Incomplete?
I don't know what football
Okay.
is anymore. Who
All right.
knows? I don't know what rules are. I don't even know the ruling because we were talking about the Phillies. Anyway, we're gonna get out of here unless you had any sort of final thought you wanted to talk about.
No, I was just saying I can't wait for the Phillies. I'm
Yeah, I can't wait.
hoping to go to opening day this year for the first time in my life. So we'll see.
Opening day still gonna have like the hype because it's opening day, but I think the first like month, 2, 3, however long Harper misses, I think he's going to feel a little off because Harper's going to
You
be
think?
out of the lineup. I think so. because
Turner
I think,
being there.
yeah, but like at the same time, people are going to say like, "Oh, this isn't the real Phillies lineup. Let's wait till Harper comes back." Like, I don't think it's going to feel like the team until Harper's back.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. But I also think as long as they win games,
True.
It's-
Yeah.
that place is still gonna. I was looking at highlights from last year's regular season. I couldn't believe how much they compared to other like teams that were pretty successful, other than like the Dodgers and maybe the Mets and the Braves, or even the Braves. The Braves didn't have a lot of fans coming when they were winning games. Besides the Mets and the Dodgers, like the Phillies had people come out last year. Like I was watching,
totally.
I watched a highlight. The Angels game. It was in June or late May, early June. When they hit that winning streak. When they fired Girardi. It was Stott's first career home run. I was watching. I'm like, this is a fucking Sunday game in June. Like,
Yeah.
people go to Sunday games because they're day games, especially when the Eagles aren't playing, like September. But don't get me wrong, like people show up, but like that place was packed for like just a random game in June.
Yep.
So, or it was a Saturday. It was either Saturday or
Dude,
Sunday.
Brady
game, but-
is cooked. He looks awful,
yeah. I don't know where he was throwing that ball.
and I have no clue.
Mike Evans was open too.
Yeah.
Like just on the other side of the field. He threw it to Evans, but Evans was not on that side of the field. Like, watch.
No, I know.
Oh wait, maybe it's not Evans.
No, it wasn't
Wait,
Evans. But Evans,
it's right here.
Brady thought Evans was going to cut inside. Evans
Yeah.
went outside, and if Brady threw it to him outside, Evans
was
is
a
wide
touchdown.
open. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't even think that was Brady's fault. I just think that it was just miscommunication.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But,
But
I
he
mean,
is cooked. Don't get me wrong.
This
I
game's
think you're
over.
right.
Oh, damn! That
Yeah.
would have been fun. Almost a really nice hit on the the punt. But all right,
Yep.
we're gonna get out of here. Everybody, check us out on social media at Phired Up Sports. Check out firedupsports.com. Use Manscaped code Phired Up to save 20% off and free shipping. We're gonna get out of here. We will be back. Same bat time, same bat channel next week. See everybody next Monday.